Hi, I'm Aarya, and today I'm going to assess my speaking with the IELTS Speaking Mock Test by IELTS Pulse. Let's see how it goes.
Hello, my name is Alex, and I'll be your examiner for this IELTS speaking mock test. This test has 3 parts and will take around 11 to 14 minutes. Shall we begin?
Sure.
Excellent. Let's start with part 1. I'll ask you some questions about yourself. 1, can you tell me about the place where you live?
I live in the capital city of Nepal, Kathmandu. It's at the heart of Nepal, basically, and it's a valley, so that makes it beautiful, surrounded by hills, and I love living here.
Thank you. How long have you lived there?
I've been here all my life, really. I was born and raised here, so yes, I've been here for all my life.
Great. What do you enjoy most about living in Kathmandu?
Well, I'd say the proximity to all the services and facilities, because the city gives you access to a lot of schools, a lot of hospitals. Everything's pretty much nearby, so you don't have to travel much.
Thank you. Next question. Do you like to cook? Why or why not?
It actually depends on why I'm cooking. If it's obligatory, like if someone tells me I have to cook, maybe I don't enjoy it so much. But if I cook for myself or if I cook out of my free will, that's really enjoyable to me.
Thank you. Who usually does the cooking?
Well, in my house, it's a split schedule, basically. My mother cooks in the morning, and in the evening, I do all the cooking. And sometimes when I'm not available, my brother does the cooking. Sometimes my father chips in. So basically, everyone cooks.
Okay, thank you. Let's move on to a different topic. What type of music do you like?
I enjoy a bit of everything. Sometimes I listen to pop music, sometimes it's rock, sometimes I like indie music, so it just depends on the mood and just the context, really.
Thank you for sharing that. We will now move on to part 2. For this part, I will give you a topic, and I'd like you to speak about it for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to prepare. You may use a stopwatch to keep track of your 1-minute preparation time. Here's your topic. Describe a memorable trip you have taken. You should say where you went, who you went with, what you did there, and explain why this trip was memorable for you. Please begin your preparation now. Let me know when you are ready to start speaking.
Can I start speaking now?
Certainly, please begin speaking when you're ready.
Well, there's lots of things that can make a trip memorable, but uh, specifically, I'd want to talk about this one trip that I took recently with my friends. We went to Marku, which is a few kilometers far away from Kulekhani, and it was a pretty quiet place. It was not crowded, the resort was pretty much empty. So we went there, we got there at early morning, I think, and we had the entire day to ourselves. And we didn't really plan anything, but the day turned out to be pretty fun because we just sat there in the resort, we played cards for a while, and we just, because it was so long after that we were hanging out with each other, we just talked about what was going on with our lives. And the rain ruined our plans a bit, but still we stayed indoors and had fun. And then we went sightseeing for a bit. So it was a fun experience. All in all, we got to escape from the hectic lives, and it was a good refreshment for all of us.
Thank you. Now let's move on to part 3. I will ask you some questions related to travel and vacation. What do you think makes a destination more attractive to visitors?
Well, there's lots of things that could make a destination attractive to visitors. Maybe the history that the visitors can connect with, maybe the views are nice, maybe there's a lot to do in that place. So there's lots of things that could make a destination attractive.
Thank you. Do you think travel is important for personal development? Why or why not?
Of course it is, because when you stay confined in one place, you just build your life to just be monotonous and just, I'd say, well, it's important to explore because that makes you understand about different perspectives. It makes you indulge in different cultures. So you start to respect other cultures more. So I think it's really important to travel for personal development.
Thank you. How has the way people travel changed?
Well, I'd say how people travel has changed a lot in the past few years because back then planning travels was kind of hectic because there wasn't much information around places that people are trying to travel to. But now that there's easy access to information and also online bookings of hotels, resorts, travel bookings are pretty much easier. So, yes, the accessibility and ease of information has made traveling so much easier than it used to be.
Thank you. Why do people often take photos during their trips?
It's mostly to capture the moment, I'd say, because that's why I take most pictures. It's when you travel somewhere and you just don't click any pictures, there's nothing for you to look back on. So when you do click pictures, you can look back on it and reflect on how you felt at the moment, how you looked maybe back then. So I'd say it's mostly for the memory of it.
Thank you for your responses. That concludes the test. I'll now provide you with some feedback. Fluency and coherence. You demonstrated good fluency, speaking at a steady pace without significant hesitation. Your ideas were generally well connected, though further structuring your responses in part 2 could enhance clarity. Lexical resource. You used appropriate vocabulary to express your ideas, although some more varied vocabulary could enrich your discourse, particularly when describing feelings or experiences. Grammatical range and accuracy. Your grammar was generally accurate with some simple structures used effectively. However, incorporating more complex sentences could improve your score. Pronunciation. Your pronunciation was generally clear, making it easy to understand you. Working on intonation and stress can further improve your communication. Overall, I estimate your performance today would likely result in a band score of around 6.0 to 6.5. To improve, focus on using a wider range of vocabulary and more complex sentence structures. Thank you for your time. We'll end the test here. Goodbye.
Well, the test went really well. Actually, I also gave this test a few weeks back, and to compare that experience with what I experienced today, I felt that the model has improved quite a lot because it gave me more detailed feedback than I received the last time I tried it. So I suggest you to try it out as well if you're preparing for IELTS test, and all the best.